Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having an absolutely fantastic day. All right, let's get right back into it. Finally, we have achieved. Ooh, magic devour. Oh, right, of course. Finally, we have become a lich and have started on our journey. Started on our journey to be master of death. Um, Only thing I've done since the last play session, I did play around a little bit and change up my hotbar because I wanted to make sure that I was making full use of all these lovely spells that I have available now. So that's the only thing that I've done. Now, let's start by going back up in here because I believe that we should have full access to management now. Crusade management. And look at that. Who's here? A middle-aged paladin with a genial face offers you a guarded greeting. His sparse gray hair stands in fuzzy tufts on his head, giving him a distinctly unwarlike appearance. The ever-bright Crusaders have arrived to defend Drezen. My name is Chiar Kobelin, and I am their commander. Queen Galfrey is gathering the main attack forces in Neuroscience. She ordered us to replenish the losses suffered in Kennebrez and come here. We will support your troops. A tall, dark-eyed lad is standing behind Chiar. He passionately echoes Chiar's words. We are ready to go to the front immediately. Allow us to be the spear of the attack. The old Crusader calls a young man to order. Morvig, don't speak unless spoken to. Don't worry, no one will be defeating any demons without you. Chiar smiles kindly and tosses the boy's hair. Who have you brought with you? Everbright Crusaders mainly, but we have a lot of volunteers who joined us. Those who arrived at the Queen's call but didn't want to sit in Neuroscience, waiting for the main army to set off. All the hotheads know that the front is here. Chiar nods to the boy behind him, the one who's eager to fight. We picked up this one too. He walked to Kennebrez with an old sword in his hand and a few copper coins in his pocket. He was going to keep walking, to kill the demons, and then he would probably have laid siege to Threshold, no doubt. The boy's cheeks go pink at the old man's gentle mockery, but he continues to stare ahead resolutely and boldly. Did you fight in Kennebrez? How are things there? Not personally, no. The Queen summoned me and the bulk of our order to Neuroscience. Almost all those who remained behind in Kennebrez died, and the ones that didn't were disorganized and leaderless. But the order did not perish. New volunteers have been pouring into our ranks. We are licking our wounds. Kennebrez is rebuilding. Life wins out. People are coming from all over Aveston to help. Many are joining up with the Crusaders, just as it happened back at the First Crusade. Great. You will be serving under my command. Chiar's mouth flattens into a hard line and he gives you a stern look. You can see the seasoned warrior hiding behind the grandfatherly guise. That is out of the question. We know about your powers and that is why we don't trust you. What's more, I'm convinced you are an enemy of the Crusaders. You will reveal your true nature sooner or later. The Queen ordered us to help you hold the city, and so we will. But she didn't say a word about us personally obeying your orders. The ever-bright Crusaders will act independently. Nice! This does not happen in the Angel Path. Okay. Evil. You fool. I will do without you. Or maybe I should execute you to make your nights more amenable. Hell yeah! Or chaotic. Why are you deciding for everyone? Maybe the other knights don't share your fears. Oh, no, that sounds passive. No, we're going to be forceful about this. I am a lich now. Don't you understand? I will make you my undead ally if you don't do what I tell you to. Chiar responds with a harsh look. You have just proven your unworthiness to command the troops of our order. Oh, man, I should have got an option to execute his ass on the spot. What's that? Oh, well, okay. There's a time. There'll be time. Do I need anything from Nevia? Look who it is. Hi. Have you figured out how the demons have been sneaking up on us? Anivia answers with scarcely concealed irritation. No dice. Our scouts crawled all over the area, down every hole, nothing. The Grey Road was completely empty and then, bam! A whole army popped up like a jack-in-the-box. My only lead is a few scouts who didn't come back from the gorges to the southwest, but we found no sign of secret paths or underground passageways and definitely no route we can use to quietly move a large force through. but I feel it in my gut. There's some evil scum out there. We just have to look harder. Of course, I can send out more scouts, but they might just disappear like the first ones. Why don't you go there yourself and find out what's what? What do you think of my new powers? Anivia looks at you sadly. There's nothing good about this. The things you've had to do, and the fact we're fighting alongside the dead because we'll never pull this off without them. But at least we're moving forward, not falling back like before. I guess it was the only way. Bad times call for bad measures. Oh, I am feeling this. Again, that is not her reaction in Angel Path. I love that. Hey, they really acknowledge you are evil. You are following someone who is pure evil. Let's go. I like this. Did you find out anything about where Monago is now? Anivia shakes her head sharply. Nope, zero, zilch, a whole lot of nothing. The scum melted into thin air. Soldiers saw it jump out the window, run through the square in front of the citadel, and suddenly disappear. We haven't heard anything from her since, and I don't like it. I'm telling you, this is bad. First of all, her kind don't just give up. If we can't see her, it means she's setting a trap for us somewhere we won't expect. I mean, it would be great if the Demon Lords just gobbled her up for all her failures, but I think that's too much to hope for. But that's not the worst part. We have a more interesting question, you know? I wonder how she teleported from the city if by that time you'd already hung the banner. The soldiers are saying it probably wasn't in full force by then, but you and I both know that's dross. She wasn't supposed to be able to teleport, but she did. The question is, how? I have to go. All right, you watch yourself now. All right. That and Regal. Regal stands with his hands behind his back, his favorite pose, it would seem. He seems submerged in thought, but gathers himself immediately as you approach. His pale yellow eyes examine you inquisitively. Knight Commander, it's good you found time to meet me. There's a matter of some urgency I must discuss with you. It was incredibly interesting, the power you and your companions received during the fight at the Great Garrison. And now my interest has been gratified. The power your companions received has passed on to me as well. It manifested after my usual evening reckoning. I believe I now present a true threat to the creatures and initiates of chaos. The imprisoned cultists we kept for certain observations experienced this firsthand. Regal's voice is unemotional, almost bored, but leaves no doubt as to the cultist's fate. Striking, isn't it? Divine intervention at a critical moment is rare, but not beyond imagining. But in this case, part of the power that you received through this intervention has passed to someone who joined you well after the fateful moment had passed. I hope you remember who the source of your power is, and that you serve them loyally. I believe this power has been given to me and others for a good cause. To protect this miserable word from the Davis, absolutely not. Whatever the nature of this powers, it will help us in our mission, and that's good. I don't expect loyalty from him. I plan to make him undead, and they will automatically be loyal to me, so I'm going to go with 2. Sensible pragmaticism. One must always be pragmatic. In any case, this is shallow philosophizing. You must have some questions for me. Oh, I guess I never spoke to him after I saved him. Whoops, my bad, y'all. May I ask you a few questions about yourself? Of course. What brought you to Mendev? The demonic threat, of course, and the glaring inefficiency of the local command. I do not know if you are aware of this, but the Hell Knights owe their existence to the Demon Lords to a certain extent. Our first order appeared in response to Sifkesh's cultists in Cheliax. The chaos they wreaked could not fail to breed strict opposition. Those first knights were able to burn out the pestilence and crush the cult once and for all. I see no reason for the Hell Knights of today not to do the same to the tentacles the world wound is spreading. Without question, the task is far more difficult than anything we've encountered before, but it must be done to preserve world order. All the more so given that Queen Galfrey and her commanders are apparently not up to the task. The motives you list sound rather impersonal. Don't you have any other reasons for joining the crusade? Impersonality is a fine quality for a Hell Knight, and for the rest of the world as well. Personal motives, strong emotions, they are weaknesses that your enemies will use against you. I am an effective officer with years of service. The demonic invasion of Galarian obviously demands the most qualified response. That is why I'm here. It's simple. You're rather skeptical about Queen Galfrey. If my memory doesn't fail me, the current crusade is called the Fifth Crusade, and with all of the support the Church of Ayamadei and multiple other allies provided to Galfrey, no progress has been made in resolving the crisis at the World Wound. The best they could manage was creating a chain of ward stones, and even they turned out to be inadequate. I suppose that should be a reason enough for my skepticism. Forgive me for asking a personal question, but your hair is growing gray and your skin is rather pale. It's the bleaching, right? And the bleaching, for those of you who don't know, the bleaching is a name given to the physical decolorization and aging of a gnome, and is caused by a lack of exposure to new and exciting experiences. This bleaching of color is accompanied by a psychological decline, first into depression and apathy, and eventually into madness and death. Gnome efforts to fend off the bleaching only serve to fuel their racial curiosity and whimsy, giving it somewhat of a manic edge. Some claim that the bleaching is a result of the gnomes leaving the First World thousands of years ago. Rare gnomes survive the bleaching and develop an enigmatic wisdom and connection to the natural world, earning them the name bleachlings. Of course, it's the bleaching. Regel shrugs indifferently. Are you doing anything to fight the bleaching? What do other races do to fight the old edge? Regel allows himself a brief smirk. I know what made you ask this question. My kin have earned a certain reputation for their vain attempts to stave off the inevitable. Luckily for the rest of the world, not all gnomes are prepared to spread chaos with their reckless escapades. There are some among us who accept the natural order of things. The bleaching has no effect on my abilities to carry out my duties, and therefore it has no, how should I put it, personal meaning for me. Do you have any family or friends? I've never wondered at the fate of the former and never had interest in the latter. If you allow me one piece of advice, Commander, never put too much stock in so-called friendship or camaraderie. Any bonds based on simple affection are temporary and unreliable. Half of your smiling companions certainly consider you their friend for the present, but they will break and betray you the moment you do anything that troubles their happy expectations. Place greater value on respect based on a rational evaluation of your companion's merits. I deeply respected my mentor, who trained me to join the ranks of Hell Knights. I respected her so much that I killed her with my own hands when I discovered that she betrayed the Order's ideals and was intending to leave our ranks. I would have been more proper to inform the command and await the formal trial, but on the other hand, that would have injured the morale of our young recruits. They should not see manifestations of weakness in our seasoned knights. Regel cringes. You have openly shown your distrust of the Crusader command. Why then have you decided to join me? Do not misread my behavior as distrust of you personally. Like every Hell Knight, I watch everyone closely, searching for signs of weakness and sin. Everyone, including myself. Regel speaks the last word pointedly. Indeed, Regel Derringe is first on my list of suspects. I observe him daily, marking every fault, every hesitation, every weakness, and I prepare the proper punishment. So it has been and will be. As for your second question, I suppose we may be useful to each other. You and your army are a new power in the Crusade. I rate all the old powers as quite ineffective. I have yet to rate your efforts, but early indications are positive. That means you may count on my help. For now. And what will happen if your assessment changes? I will inform you of this, as well as any measures I intend to take. Be aware that I treat my allies more strictly than my enemies. This is a sign of respect. Yeesh, friends like this. What can you tell me about the Hell Knights? I can tell you a great deal. However, the Order's recruiters would be a better source of information on such matters. How are new Order members recruited? We accept as armigers any we find worthy, but for the main test, the one that separates the strong from the weak, they must face down a devil summoned directly from hell. If they defeat the beast honestly, the armiger becomes a rightful Hell Knight. If they lose, we simply forget their existence, like the world made an unfortunate mistake. Who do Hell Knights answer to? Only to the heads of their orders. In my case, it's Lictor Resark Orntar, head of the Order of the God Claw. As a rule, the Hell Knights do not submit to the jurisdiction of any state. The same is true of local laws. We are happy to help local governments bring order if we consider their requests lawful and those who ask are worthy. but we do not serve them and have every right to refuse their demands. So, what do you value most? The law, and only the law. If you care so much about the law, how can you ignore the authority of the lawful rulers in the lands where you operate? We cannot call it law just because some foolish local prince thought it up or a council of demented elders deems it wise, now can we? You see, one of the main principles of our brotherhood is that no one is immune from prosecution. A lawful ruler may be a criminal that possesses a threat to society. We must be able to punish them as well. That is why Hell Knights only honor the measure and the chain, the doctrine shared by all our orders, and why Hell Knights serve only their officers and the aim of transforming this chaos-torn world and leading it to a brilliant and ordered future. We are the main bastion of order in Galaria, no matter how much some naysayers try to refute it. Thank you. I've learned everything I wanted to know. Expanding one's knowledge is a good deed, provided, of course, that this knowledge is useful. Ask if you have any further questions. Do you have a plan or a strategy for the war against the demons? A spark flashes in Regal's eyes. I have a clear idea of the forces I shall require to wage effective war against the Warwold. Currently, I do not possess them, but I know what steps I must take. We must amass and fortify, gather scouting information, resolve certain problems of an organizational nature. My people are establishing an outpost not far from the ruins of an ancient shrine. Demons appear at their altar, so we'll be tracking them for information and honing our skills in combat. This is my strategy for the moment. Thank you for speaking with me. Until next time. All right. What about Erebeth? Erebeth's eyes are vacant. Her thoughts are clearly someone far away. Seeing you, though, she snaps to attention. Hail, Commander. How's the Eagle Watch doing in Kenebres? Everything is going well. I was wary of handing over the reins at first. I was afraid that everything would fall apart without Anivia and me. But I took a risk and let the very clever lad in charge, a tiefling, as it happens. He infiltrated the cult alone. They couldn't imagine a tiefling wouldn't be on their side. He exposed an entire cell. I personally knighted him just before the city was attacked. Of course, there were many who weren't happy about it, but it's not my job to make people happy. He hasn't disappointed. He has built up the Order's ranks again and is running everything so smoothly, it's as if the demon attack never happened. He's proven more than once that I left Kenebres in good hands. But I admit, it's still strange to think that such a small order as the Eagle Watch now has 2 chapters, one in Drezen and one in Kenebres. I have to go. Erebeth says goodbye with a short bow. Let me say before I talk to her, just in case. Sounds like I might be making some decisions. One moment. All right. About the scar on your face. Erebeth's hand reaches up to touch her face, then falls away. Her back straightens, and determination flares in her eyes. I lost control over myself and put the entire crusade at risk. You had every right to stop me. Erebeth sighs and looks down. Commander, please don't bring up this subject again. I've been punished enough for my disgraceful weakness. Yikes. We need to talk about what happened during the attack on Drezen. We shouldn't talk about it. It was a moment of weakness, but you brought me to my senses. I swear it will never happen again. The half-orc salutes you sharply. For a moment, you once again see the Erebeth who was ready to protect the defender's heart with her dying breath. Thank you for still trusting me, more than anyone else does in this crusade, even more than I trust myself. Despite your words, Erebeth obviously still feels unworthy of her commander's rank. Changing her mind will require more than platitudes. Perhaps you can bolster her by appointing her to a position where she can work more closely with rank-and-file soldiers, those whose faith in the commander still remains undimmed. All right. Okay, so no decision there, but a decision at the table. Okay. Oh, I've got 20,000 finance points? After capturing Drezen, new possibilities for the crusade become available to you. You can now construct buildings and garrisons in Drezen, assign advisors to different dimensions of the crusade's development, complete projects and improve forts. To get to the Crusade Management menu, click on the button in the lower right corner of the screen on the global map. Increasing the rank of each of your Crusade stats improves the strength of your armies and economy. You can increase these stats in a variety of ways. Military, by drilling and training units. Train more soldiers in the buildings you've constructed to improve the rank of your military stat. Logistics, through economics and building construction. Construct more buildings to improve the rank of your logistics stat. Diplomacy, by interacting with mercenaries in foreign lands. Hire more mercenaries, which does not require any special buildings, to improve the rank of your diplomacy stat. Leadership, through morale and army generals. Engage in battles and level up your generals to improve the rank of your leadership stat. When you meet the requirements for increasing the rank of a specific Crusade stat, a new project will open up for you. Your advisors will gather to determine the direction in which the Crusade unfolds. So, some of this is in, some of it is not. You can choose your leaders, so some of them choose for you. So this is counselor, leadership. And yep, I'm good with Darren. This is strategist. Interesting. Windowog is my strategist. I guess that makes sense. Diplomat. So yeah, I don't know what this officer thing means. I assume this is something that hasn't been, fleshed out. And then your general. And actually regional fits more as my general. All right, so that's filled out. Yeah, regions. I don't think it doesn't really say anything for regions. Other. So this is orders to Erebeth. I could put regional in charge of this if I wanted to, but actually, let me go to rank up first. So yeah, he can take a rank up. Oh, he's also got diplomacy. Okay. Awesome. Fort Foundation. Cool. And a whole lot of projects. So scouts cannot work on how She -1. Yikes. Yeah, you see it still has curses here, but I've never seen. I've played through the entire beta before as an angel, and I never saw a curse that you could actually research. So it does give you stuff like this where you'll get a particular item and then it'll give you several different ways to make use of that item. So when Startled Vein fell, the evilest battle hammer was reforged into a glaive named Soul Shear and charmed by a demoness named Manago. Now this weapon is in the Crusaders' hands and only they can decide whether to use its power. Strengthening the demonic magic with Crusader magic, Soul Shear can be turned into a truly formidable weapon kept both by light and dark magic. When you're wielding this +3 adamantine glaive, your mount gets a +3 bonus on all saving throws and a +3 to CMD. That doesn't help me. +3 grants +2 additional daily uses of Lay on Hands, Feather, and Channel Energy. That would help Sociel. And those are the only two options, so we'll go with that. And now all four, right, I got 4 advisors and all 4 of them are busy. So that's the most I can do for right now. Come on. Excellent. All right. So I have to manually select my champion. I'm going to send Alcat a suggestion that you really should be able to manually level up your champion. Like the way it works right now, the champion was just automatically put at level 9. If you remember when I got him. And I think that's terrible. You know, he's flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. I should be able to choose all of his stats. Instead of just, you know, giving him some feats randomly based upon what archetype I picked. So, but then again, that might just be because it's beta, you know, because it seems like they want to emphasize that your champion cannot be a spellcaster, which is also kind of weird to me. Why can't I have a spellcaster? But okay, whatever. I'm not tripping over that. Yeah, don't need that. Don't need that. Keep Edge of Force. I'm not worried about that. Evil Outsider Bane. That's nice. Longsword +1. Light. This is all useless to me. Okay, cool. I can sell all that. Don't have anybody who uses tower shields. Sela should already have a +1. Ooh, she's got a +2. Excellent. All right, and Carapace. She will take that. Regal, do you have what you need? Yeah, he's got 11. Yeah, he's good. He's good. I haven't selected heavy armor for him yet because I haven't leveled him up at all. So he can stick with that for now. And what's going on here? Don't need that now. Constitution. Oh, wait. Let's get my champion, yeah. Wisdom. Yeah, you can chill on that for now, I guess. Camellia needs wisdom, right? But she also needs charisma, and so that's what she has on her head. That's fine. Who's missing? Woljif is missing. Do you get something out of wisdom? I can't remember. Let's see if that does anything for you. Lucky braces only. I can wear lucky braces. Yep, that helps you. Okay. So what is this? Protection from evil communal. That's actually useful. But not as useful for you as its vitals is. It's vitals. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. And who is the most useless?
Without a doubt.
Most useless vendor. Where I'm like, I will almost never buy something from you. Here we go. Exotic weapons provider. I do not use most of your crap in this playthrough. Yep, nothing here that I want. So I will fill it up with things that I sell. All right, we'll keep that dagger just in case, because I don't remember if Will just had masterwork weapons, or if he actually had +1 and +2 weapons. So we'll let you hang on to that. Come on. Excellent. And we don't need to hold on to any of this either. And we already got rid of that. Yes, sir. Dice. I need to put those dice on somebody. Rid of this. 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 Again, keep in mind, crafting is not, finalized really in this version. So some of this stuff you might actually need to keep. So don't copy what I do when the full game comes out. Use your own discretion. But for now, this is all available to just sell. Excellent. Okay, 96. Now, Will Cigars, what you got? All right. Blood Boiler, but I don't have anybody who uses a longsword. Flaming Rapier, +2. What's you got? That's a +1, right? Yep. So definitely want that. Heavy Mace. Great Sword. Holy Blur. Short Bow. You use a long bow, right? Currently, you have a short bow, but it's +3 anyway. This is what? +3 with Holy and Speed. This has Bleed. Holy and Speed are probably better overall, but not better enough that I'm going to switch up for it. He's already got a +2 light crossbow. Okay. Ooh, buckler +2. You've only got a +1 buckler, right? Yep. Buckler +2. T-shirt. Belt of Constitution. Ooh, bag of holding. Definitely need that. What is this? 1d6 of holy damage. Seems to me these arrows, they should be making them a little bit more powerful. +6 bonus to Constitution. I don't need that right now. All right. Let's get this added. Getting all sorts of new toys, girl. Don't you never say daddy don't love you. There you go. There we go. Blacksmith. What you got going on here? Trident, javelin, club. Much armor that I don't need. Yeah, I'm good on this. But I'll sell you a couple of things. There we go. Now, Windowog. What did I build her up as? She is built for weapon-focused longbow. Okay, so yeah. We need to move towards getting you a longbow, girl. All right.
I will guide us.
Jewelry trader. Okay. We do want those diamonds sooner or later. Goggles. Take 20 on their next Dispel Magic attempt. They also grant a +1 bonus to cast and level checks to overcome spell resistance. Sounds great to me. Plus DC for all saving throws against mind-affecting abilities. Nah. Braces of armor +5. Not right now. Headband of wisdom. Intelligence. This is all +2. Actually, wait. Does she have a headband? She doesn't, actually. So, yeah, we'll take the intelligence headband. Ring of protection. I don't have a better one, but I'm not going to buy it still. This ring grants the wearer a +5 competence bonus on persuasion checks and grants the companions a +1 morale bonus on all skill checks. Interesting. At some point. Okay, and we got a bunch of cloaks, but we pick up cloaks. We do not pick up these robes, though. Whenever the wearer of this robe uses a divine power to summon a creature, they can choose to give these creatures attacks either holy or unholy special quality. Do I use any of the divine powers? Probably not. This shirt grants the wearer a +5 competence bonus to athletic skill checks and fire resistance. If the wearer has a key pull, These braces grant the wearer a +3 enhancement bonus on attack and damage rolls whenever the wearer is polymorphed. Don't need that. The wearer of this cloak channels energy to harm undead. For the next 2 rounds, it becomes surrounded with a fire shield. Okay. Whenever you land a hit, the enemy must pass a fortitude saving throw or be partially skinned, staggered, and take 2 points of constitution drain for a certain amount of rounds. 2 resistance to fire. No. +5 world, +5 competence bonus to persuasion skill checks, and a +2 enhancement bonus to charisma. Somebody can make use of that. Yeah. I'll circle back around to that at some point. All right. Give me that. What is that? Regular house? And she has nothing to say, apparently. Okay. What's in here? Crap. Crap. What is the problem? That was super weird. All right.
Our path leads on.
All the way over here. Usai. Who are you? A vendor wrapped in black gives you a charming smile. He is strikingly tall and thin, but doesn't look hungry or emaciated. On the contrary, he moves with the strength and grace of a gymnast. Commander, what a pleasure it is to talk to you in person. I am so glad. Please, would you take a look at my wares? Only the best ingredients and accessories for practitioners of death. Who? I know that name is familiar, but I just don't remember who he is. Who are you? The vendor leans down to you and whispers in confidence. My name is Sai. I am a Dhampir, that is, a half vampire. But that is not my claim to fame. I pride myself on being the most in-demand smuggler of necromantic goods this side of the inner city. Necromancers are distrustful, paranoid creatures. However, my half-dead state makes them somewhat well-disposed toward me. Also, I never disappoint them. Ingredients, weapons, forbidden books. I could get all these things in abundance. I heard that there was a Lord of the Death in the north and decided to come here immediately. You have opened up a new market. It would be silly not to be the first to try and capture it. There are many experienced necromancers and specialists in this craft among my suppliers. You will be satisfied with your wares. Show me your wares. My entire collection is at your disposal. I definitely don't remember this dude being in my city during my Angel playthrough. Maybe I missed him, but I doubt it. Let's see. This headband grants the wearer. This is not a headband, it's a helmet, but okay. Whenever an enemy confirms a critical hit against the wearer, for the next round, the wearer deals an additional 5 force damage with each hit. Okay. These boots grant the wearer a +1 dodge bonus to AC against demons and 1 additional attack of opportunity per round. Wow, 47,000. Yikes. This +3 flaming light crossbow grants its wielder a +2 insight bonus to attack and damage rolls against non-living creatures. It also grants a +4 bonus on initiative rolls. Okay. This +2 dagger grants the wielder an ability to use the Curse of Undead ability 3 times a day. All enemies in 30 feet must pass a will saving throw or start slowly turning into the undead. Each turn, the affected creature takes 1d4 constitution damage. Positive energy and cure spells hurt it, like it was undead. Interesting. One of the undead, of animate undead. Okay. Diamond dust, always nice to have. This shirt grants us wear a +5 competence bonus on lore skill checks and immunity to diseases. Only thing I'm really interested in is the boots. Maybe the dagger as well. But I have to get it later. Okay. Cool. Where am I? Okay, yeah.
Without a doubt.
All right. Now we go to the next level. What in hell? Ember. And she has nothing to say.
Forwards.
Where am I? No, we'll go around this way first.
We march ahead.
Aha. That's where we are. No supplies left over.
Without a doubt.
No. I think if you left our shell in the prison, the next day she just finds a way to free herself before you see her again. Good afternoon, Commander. How can I help you? Did you think about what the Hell Knight told you? Yes, Soseo shakes his head. Another dead end. I still know nothing. How could Trevor have parted with his shield? I can't imagine. You don't know what your brother has endured in this war. Perhaps the person you once knew is gone. I'm sorry if your brother disappointed you. You must believe in your brother. If he gave away this shield, it means he had a good reason. Maybe the person you knew is gone. I don't want to believe that. I can't. Not with Trevor. With a sudden shiver, Socio looks down and whispers faintly, "Brother, will I recognize you when I find you?" You know, it's not only the Hell Knights who told me the truth. Knight Terabe was refusing to tell me anything about my brother's fate while I served in Kennebrez, but after these events, she had finally broken the silence. And the things she told me, Socio shakes his head. What did Arabeth tell you about your brother's fate? That he was a good fighter, but a terrible knight and an utterly worthless paladin. He became more and more cruel as time went on. He started caring more about destroying the enemy than protecting the innocent. He gushed over Prelate Holron and his witch hunts. Eventually, the goddess's patience wore thin. When he beat up some poor fellow for blasphemy, Shaylin took away Trevor's powers. That was a huge blow for him. He left the city, asking only that his disgrace be kept secret from his family. That was why Arabeth didn't say anything earlier. Brother, my brother. But how? He's always been kind, merciful. Where could this cruelty have come from? How could he have lost his way? And his shield in the hand of that Hell Knight. Does it mean he joined them too? No, please not him. The battlefield changes people. Your brother isn't the first to be hardened by war. I understand it's quite a blow. I'm sorry Trevor let you down. Your brother was still fighting the Abyss. He might be doing it among the Hell Knights instead of the Eagle Watch, but he's still a hero fighting for the right cause. The battlefield changes people. Your brother isn't the first to be hardened by war. Yes, I have seen this too. Was my brother's soul maimed by this insane war? Oh, Shayla, keep me from such a fate. Socio touches the sacred symbol on his chest. In any case, this is a lead. My hope of finding him lives on, thanks to you. Shaylin, keep you. What do you think of your brother's fate now? I can't wrap my head around what I've learned. It's as if we're talking about a different person altogether. How could he? Why did he give his shield to that she-devil in black armor? Oh, Shayla, let this all be a mistake. Thank you for talking to me. My pleasure. All right.
I will guide us.
Dark-eyed young man who looks like a typical Kelid greets you politely. He casts a deferential look at Char, his mentor standing next to him. A simple straw figure in the shape of a wolf hangs from the boy's neck. How can I help you, Commander? Who are you? My name is Morveg. My family used to live here in Socorus. The war wound forced us to flee, made us homeless. Most of our clan died of starvation and disease. We've been wandering the river kingdoms, begging, losing people. But we've never forgotten who we were and where we came from. When I heard another crusade had been declared, I came here to fight the demons and claim vengeance for the homeland of my ancestors. Do you dislike me too, like Char does? The young boy glances at Char for approval, but answers quite resolutely. I dare not argue with Master Char, but demons are the worst of all possible evils. I will do anything to defeat them. As long as you fight them, I am on your side, no matter what anyone says. Char interrupts the boy anxiously. Morveg, have you forgotten what I taught you? You don't get any closer to defeating darkness by letting it into your soul. You'll be surrendering to it. Humility and faith in the light. That is what will bring on our triumph. What you're talking about will make us a mob of bloodthirsty killers who can't tell right from wrong, who live only for war and never for peace. What do you think of Char? The boy looks at the old man standing next to him with sincere gratitude. He's got a big heart. He picked me up, gave me food and clothes, took me on as an apprentice. Although I was no one to him, you know, us vagabonds don't often come across generosity like that. Char is kind to me, but my master's nature is too soft. He doesn't understand that it's impossible to keep your soul pure when you fight demons. We Kelids of Socorus have learned this bitter truth. We know that any means are justified for fighting demons. But Char can't see that we're right. We've paid for the privilege of hindsight with a sea of blood and the loss of our homeland. I have to go. Good luck to you, Commander. Keep fighting until these monsters are defeated. Old Char gives you a grim, distrustful look. I'm listening. The Crusader turns to the young lad standing next to him and wags his finger at him with ostentatious strictness. Morveg, keep it to yourself. If you keep interrupting your elders, you'll be mucking out the stables for a week. I want to ask you a few questions about yourself. About me, Char Kobolin, or me, the glorious Everbright Crusader and the leader of my order? A young man standing next to Char casts a look at his fuzzy gray hair and mumbles, "Leader of the Order, also known as Sir Dandelion." Dandelion! The old man turns to the lad and reprimands him loudly but kindly. "Morveg, you insolent, Kellet whelp, show some respect for your mentor's age. Or do you think you'll never grow old yourself? I want to know about your past." The old man scratches his thinning fuzzy beard. "About my life before the Order? It was so long ago. As a boy, I decided there was too much evil in the world. Someone had to do something about it, try to fix it. I decided to become a priest. But then I saw the ever-bright Crusaders, so proud, so pure. And then someone next to me said, 'What arrogant snobs.' And he was right. We ever-bright Crusaders actually are a little arrogant. So I thought, maybe these invincible snobs could use the help and companionship of such a simple and warm-hearted lad like myself. Who knew that years later I would become their leader? Tell me about your order." The Everbright Crusaders are not the oldest order, but our traditions are solid. For us, fighting the war wound is not a war, it's our service. We dedicate our lives to it and also our souls. We have high standards and live under many restrictions. We have no family, drink no liquor, play no games of chance, accumulate no wealth, and own no lands, even if we were entitled to them by birth. We reject everything that distracts us, that draws us to a peaceful life. For our hearts are always turned to war, but war is a grim, ugly thing that makes wicked everyone who takes part in it. And we keep our hearts pure so that we are not left sickened by war, so that our light does not fade, because darkness can only be overcome by light. Who's the lad that keeps following you around? Char smiles warmly with deep-seated pride. This is Morveg. He is a Kellet from these parts. When the war wound opened, his family was forced to flee. What a life they had. Poor, always hungry, cast aside by the world. When they didn't have any bread, they fed on rage and vengeance. We caught this boy on the road. He was walking north to Drezen to kill demons. Dirty, gaunt. Just looking at him made you want to weep. We picked him up, trained him. He is hot-headed and lacks discipline, but he's always smart and brave. When I look at him, I see the future of the ever-bright Crusaders." Char's eyes grow cold. Don't try to lead the boy astray. Believe me, there aren't many things in this world that can make me lose my common sense. But if something bad happens to Morveg because of you, you will pay for it. Don't be stubborn, old man. Serve under my command. Char's genial face grows stern and cold. You know, I don't have the look of a warrior. I look like a kind old grandpa who brings sweets for his children. That's why many think I'm soft, that I can be pushed and forced. But I'm a warrior. I've been serving the Order for 35 years, living in austerity for 35 years, fighting the creatures of darkness for 35 years. I chop them into pieces and then try not to scream when the healer stitches my wounds. I have principles. I fight for my convictions. Do you really believe I will betray them on your orders, Commander? I have no faith in words. I have faith in actions. And your actions do not inspire trust. I have to go. Char groans, displeased. Listen to an old man. What you're doing is very wrong. Your powers will do you no good. Excellent. Very, very pleased with that entire conversation. A short, chubby tiefling with a golden eye patch spits chewing tobacco between his feet and takes another pinch from a fine tobacco box adorned with jewels. A fine day to you, Commander. Welcome to the One-Eyed Devil's trading house. His proud manner suggests that each word begins with an illuminated initial and continues in rare hand. A trading house? It's just a shop. Ah, that depends. There was a time when I had nothing in my pockets but holes. But did I consider myself poor? No. I consider myself a rich man in temporary difficulty. Optimism is important not only on the battlefield, Commander. You are the leader of a victorious army, which sooner or later will chop all the demons into mincemeat. I am the owner of a trade empire, which, as you see, is only starting to grow. How did a tiefling end up on the side of the Crusaders? The answer is simple, very simple. This is a good world, and I enjoy living in it. Besides, it's the only one we've got. I'd rather know what's going on in the heads of the dimwits who would help the demons destroy it. I'd say their homes grow inwards, so there's no room for brains. I'm from Chiliax. Tieflings don't surprise anyone there, and they don't like demons any more than we do here. And why should they? The gods took all the trouble to create the world. Even Lord Asmodeus and his devils helped with the construction. And now these freeloaders show up after all the hard work is done just to eat and break things. It doesn't matter who you pray to. If you want to live, it's your duty to help. Isn't that a risky name for a store for Crusaders? Ah, yes. A week doesn't go by without some dimwit boiling over. Well, they don't pay me to explain the differences between allies and enemies, devils and demons, Lord Asmodeus and all the riffraff like Baphomet and Discari, so away with them. Tiefling spits between his feet and swiftly places another pinch of chewing tobacco in his mouth. Here's what I think. You like it, you buy it. You don't like it, keep moving. If you want to talk trouble, go to the tavern. Why are your prices so high? We're saving the world from demons, including you. That's some claim. Did you hear that, good people? First of all, my prices are perfectly fair. They're no higher than you find anywhere else. Second, who is saving who here? Are you prepared to eat bark and fight with rocks and sticks? You know, I have open contracts with dozens of suppliers. I organize deliveries and do whatever it takes to get you sharper weapons, better magical items, better food, and you're throwing the extra expense in my face? This is the thanks I get for hard, honest work. What happened to your eye? Should I make up a story about a heroic fight with a horde of demons? Truth be told, this is how it happened. I was a young boy back then, just opened my first business selling pies on the street. The local lads quickly took notice of me and offered me protection in return for a small share of profits. The regular stuff, you know. But I was so young, inexperienced, and greedy, so I told them to bugger off. Well, they caught me and taught me a lesson. Took it too far, though. I paid for the lesson with my eye, not just bumps and bruises. It's funny to remember it now, but back then while it was happening, I was so scared. I thought they beat me to death. I remember I came home running in tears, and my mom just started screaming. I didn't have a clue why, and then I looked in the mirror and saw there was just shreds and mush where one of my eyes should be. I've kept the lesson with me. Ever since that day when I start a business, I find some reliable business partners first. If I was born in a merchant's family, my parents would have warned me about this and about many other things too. But I was a poor lad, so I had to learn everything the hard way. It's a miracle how many times I slipped death by the finger. In fact, it's lucky all I lost was one eye. By now, I can afford a new eye, but you know, I just can't find the time. It costs a tidy sum, and I don't want to take it from the drawer. And the one-eyed devil is in a bad trademark. I'd be a fool to get my eye back only to keep it under a patch. Have you heard about my new powers? What do you think? Your powers are nothing but misery and ruin. How does a merchant survive in an undead army? They don't need anything. But it's a good thing, I suppose. At least necromancers always need magic ingredients. I have to change my inventory before your divine powers bring me to ruin. Show me your wares. All right. And as you can see, it's the stuff we've already seen before. For the most part. Okay. All right. And I think that's a good place to end it. They can't all be 3-hour sessions, y'all. I hope all of you enjoyed the playthrough so far today. If you did, please leave me a like and give me some feedback in the comment section down below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We'll definitely be finishing that playthrough and playing more games in the months to come. So I will see you all in the next video later on this week. Take care.